These 4 fantasy books prove that you don't need a main romantic plot for it to change your life. Welcome back to the reading roulette, where for the next 10 days I'm going to pull a genre from this jar and I'm going to give you my 4 best book recommendations from that genre. Today we picked fantasy. These are among some of the best books that I have ever read, and I say that as someone who loves to read romance. The Will of the Many by James Islington is my favourite book that I have read this entire year. It's about a fugitive who enters an elite academy in this Roman Empire-inspired world that drains its own citizens' power to sustain the ruling class. People say that the first half is very slow, but I loved that. That was one of my favourite sequences. The pacing of the second half, though, is definitely breakneck speed, and this book definitely gets the prize for one of the most jaw-dropping, mind-melting endings that I have ever read. The Lies of Locke Lamora is the first book in a series that I am committed to being up to date with next year. Our main character Locke is not some high mage. He has 0 magical powers. He is literally one big con artist. And we're following him and his group of thieves as they go about all these very clever, very funny heists. It is not just about eating the rich. They swindle everyone else too. Then a new player enters the game and threatens to upend the city's criminal order. I have to read this quote from a review that I really liked of this book because it just encapsulates my feelings. It says, "Locke Lamora could rob me of all I'm worth and I would literally get down on my knees and thank him for the honour. Yes and amen." The Bear and the Nightingale is one of my favourite fantasy trilogies of all time, and I never see it talked about on here anymore. It's set in the wilds of medieval Russia, and we're following our main character who can see the old spirits of house and forest, and she must fight to protect her home when ancient powers begin to awaken. The main themes in this are definitely folklore versus faith, magic and winter. This is such a cold book series to read, and I love it for that. But romance doesn't really come up in this, and yet, the plot is just so good. This is an incredible fantasy trilogy. Blood Over Brighthaven by M.L. Wang is a stunning standalone fantasy where there is only the barest hint of romance, and yet it is so compelling. This book is set in a city powered by magic and industry, and we're following a determined young woman who becomes the first High Mage in history. And this is Siona's story, her journey to become High Mage, and this monumental secret that she uncovers that could unravel the entire meaning behind the magic that they use. I could not put this book down. I loved this book because the magic system was so detailed and so well thought through. It's one of those that is very interesting for you to discover as you read the book, and I know it is so many people's favourite book of all time.